We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you your needed dose of the Menso Show. Parental discretion is advised.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Menso Squadron. It's your boy Hector, man, better known as Hex 1K. And the whole team is in the house. You guys already know my partners in crime, my boy Chris Cortinas, a.k.a. Cataracts. He's got many names. Our girl, Priscilla the Gorilla, Princess Priscilla.
What's up?
And tonight we have a special guest by the name of Audriene Zare. She is she's a registered traveling nurse that has joined us today. She brings a lot of education on health and a bunch of different topics. So welcome to the show.
Welcome. Cheers to you.
Salud.
Cheers.
Salud.
Hey, so based off our little conversation that we've had and you know, our team getting to know you a little bit. So first off, you're 30 years young.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Woo!
You never divulge a woman's age, bro.
No, we're gonna
let
talk
them
about
guess.
age here because
You gotta let
also
the audience guess.
Well, yeah, that's true, right? A little bit of mystery. But in this case, the reason we did it is because she has accomplished quite a bit. She's a grown woman and a registered traveling nurse. Tell us a little bit about that.
So I started travel nursing about 2 years ago, and it's basically a job that allows you to go anywhere, not even in the U.S., but anywhere in the world.
What?
Yeah, there's tons of agencies that you can sign up with. They pay for your living expenses, they pay for your meals, and they let you see and explore different areas while you're nursing in that area. It can be contracts from 2 to 26 weeks to longer than that. It just depends on what you're willing to put
And
into the job.
You get to choose, or do they tell you that assigned time?
Usually they'll tell you what the contract is asking for, but you can negotiate with the hospital.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's badass.
Oh my
How many
God.
years, or is it like months? Is it contracts for months or years?
2 to 26 weeks, she said.
Yeah,
right?
generally the average length of a contract is 13 weeks.
So you could be like in Africa for like 20 weeks
Damn.
or whatever.
Yes.
You know?
What?
Yeah.
Wait, where's the craziest place you've been?
Yeah, I had that
No,
question
I
in my
haven't
head.
been to anything crazy yet. I've only been to Seattle. I've seen...
Rain.
The states. Have you gone? Have you,
Yes.
have you
Lots of
gone
rain.
out the
There,
states?
no.
Have you gone out the states?
California and Washington State are the only two that I've traveled to so far. I've only been doing this for 2 years. There's
nice.
people that make this a
Wow.
career. They do it their entire time nursing, which is amazing. Good for them. There are positives and there are negative sides to the career, so that's what I'm going to bring to the table.
So what's your negative side of it? I mean, what's your?
I already know what this probably is.
Let's hear it.
I want to hear what Priscilla thinks.
Oh, from a
before I
female
say it.
standpoint, I'm pretty sure you already know.
So the
Ask.
con I would say is like being stable in like a relationship.
100%.
Yeah, I would say like I'm in the same boat. So.
Man, Priscilla ain't never
100%.
stable.
That's like
Are you a traveling nurse?
No, but she gets it because it's like it's both sides. Honestly, like as a traveling nurse, if I meet somebody that I really like, it's like, is this person worth me staying in one spot, or are
Meaning-
they gonna be able to meet me halfway with
Yeah.
my traveling career?
you're saying if they live in the DFW Metroplex and you were sent out to contract
26 months.
in Seattle for 26 months,
Yeah.
is
26
is that
weeks.
relationship gonna last
Correct,
in that? You know what I
correct.
mean?
Where's
It's
your
like
home? Where's your home?
My home base right now is in San Antonio.
Oh, okay.
nice Riverwalk.
So it's like she going to Seattle, falling in love with somebody in Seattle, and then being like, "Hey, I live
Damn,
in-"
that's
Sleepless in
Yeah.
Seattle looking
No.
ass.
Damn,
But, like,
that's
she
for
brings
real.
up a
That's old
point, like,
school
you
right
have to
there, but
ask,
Yeah.
will they come with me? Like, is this a relationship that I'll stay? Consider moving, being full. You know what I
So
mean?
many things. Yeah. Is
Oh
this a
my
place I want to stay in?
gosh.
I mean, Seattle itself gets really depressing from months November to April. You know what I mean?
Too much rain.
Yeah. Is
Can't do
this
shit outside.
let me stop you right there. It's like
okay?
on a relationship, level. It's like these guys. Are you ready to commit? I mean, a relationship. It's
Right.
like, do I want to get married? Do I want to have kids?
That's a good
do
question.
I want?
That is a great
So
question.
you put your profession and your career before anything else, and it's rightfully so because you're only 30 years old.
And you,
Uh-huh.
just
Young.
You know what I'm
started
saying?
Extra
and
young.
it's like you could do so much in the world, make so much money in the world. why slow down for a relationship?
Well, it also depends on what stage of readiness you're in. I mean, for some
I
people
agree.
that are like wanting to do short-term relationships and, hit it and quit it situations, this lifestyle is perfect for them.
Yeah.
But for someone more like me, I'm getting kind of like in my 30s, and personally, I'm not trying to screw around for the rest of my life. So like, I want to have
Are we
kids.
talking about sex here? Damn.
sexual
No.
intercourse?
Baby.
Sex shouldn't be the main in anything.
It's
Man, you
not,
cannot deny your natural instincts, bro. Right? And so,
Chris didn't hear anything I said.
I
He
know.
stopped at
I'm
sex.
just
He
saying.
heard
I'm
sex.
just saying.
man,
I'm just
that's
saying,
the
it's
third
like
segment. This is supposed to be the
I'm just
professional
saying,
segment.
okay.
No, yeah, but
Just kidding.
Traveling
Just kidding.
nurse.
relationship wise, yeah, you have to see, and it requires a lot of loyalty if you're in a relationship that with somebody that has a stable job in one location. You might be lucky that you meet another traveling nurse or someone that works in software that's remote. I mean, there's other jobs that these people can.
That's a good
Yeah,
one.
these people can travel with you, and if you do find people like that, nail them down to the wall.
And let you
That's
know.
all I'm saying.
To
Because
the
they're
floor.
gonna, yeah, they're gonna, they're gonna pay
we're
for
talking about sex.
their living situation. They're gonna pay for your
Wow.
food. That company's gonna take care of you both, and you're gonna get to see like
The world.
the
Oh
world, New
my
Zealand,
gosh.
Australia.
interesting.
You can go to
That
the
is
Middle East.
Freaking cool.
Man.
So let me ask
you
you
can go
this:
to Georgia, whatever you want.
That
Is
is
that what you
so
look for
cool.
when you go out and potentially try to date around?
I would.
I would, yeah.
Heck yeah.
The
I
goal,
would.
So is career very important for you when you are trying to find someone to date?
it's two factors. I mean, I'm doing pretty well for myself, and I've guided my career to the state where I'm providing well for myself. So I try to meet an individual that can meet me kind of halfway with the income, okay? Because I've worked my ass off,
Yeah.
and
You
I
should
ex-
want somebody that does that.
Damn,
too.
you know,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be the breadwinner
you know,
of a
the
relationship.
first thing that comes to my mind, I mean, I hate to say it, and I don't want to say it, it's like, I want somebody that's got money too.
Exactly.
You know, and
Yeah.
that's not gold diggerish.
It's
No.
not.
And that's a
No.
word.
It's not. It's
I wanna be a
self-respect.
That's
power
a word.
couple.
It's- I
That's
mean,
my
it's like-
goal.
It's self-respect,
Love
bro.
it.
I want
Let me tell you.
someone to provide for me the way I can provide for someone.
Right.
You know what I
100%.
mean? It's like, I'm not
I
gonna
fuck
get
with
some dude
that.
that's
I
working
love
at
that.
McDonald's and you're on your level.
Let me tell you
Yeah.
why that
You
is.
know?
It's self-respect because she's realized how much work it's taken for her to get to where she is right now. So
Hard work.
Think of it this way: somebody that focuses so hard on their religion, let's say religion, right? That's something they work very hard towards. They want somebody that puts in the same time and effort towards something that
I agree.
they're passionate about. Another point: fitness. Let's say somebody works really hard in the gym. They don't want to get with somebody that's not eating
600
well,
pounds.
yeah, and just overall
Just
unhealthy.
lazy. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and so they want
Just
somebody
don't mesh.
to match with. They want the energies to match.
My expectations are the same expectations I put on myself. I expect of my significant other. So, what was the other question though? We were saying that half of it, and then
And the what is the pro to it? Obviously, the pro is you see the world.
right.
You get to
The income.
travel.
Yeah,
You get to
self-reliance.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
You know, we're forgetting the most important thing in the whole thing. Okay.
I thought it was sex.
No, it's not.
That's what
The
he's about to say.
the second, meaning religion. What I mean, in religion, equates to ethnicity. What ethnicity are you?
Oh yeah, I'm Persian or
Persian?
Iranian, whatever is less
I
threatening.
mean, so you're half Persian, half Irani.
It's a,
Well, it's-
Which one is your mom Irani or your?
What is
both
the truth?
both of my parents are from Iran. Iran encompassed a large area of the Persian Empire, and our family actually is from like several countries of the Persian Empire. So I tell people I'm
Nice.
Persian. That's my culture.
cool.
See, I like that. I mean,
Very
it's like
deep.
multi-ethnicity,
Mhm.
but claiming, you know what I mean, one religion, and that's cool. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? You have to carry that, even in your, like we were just talking about relationships. You have to carry that on, and they have to understand. You know what I mean? It's like if you're from Iran or Persia and you marry a white boy, there's just a straight white boy.
Ugh.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's
There
like,
could be-
it just
there-
don't
there
mesh.
There could be.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
In my opinion.
religious
I don't know, I
conflict
like white
can-
boys,
can get in
so-
between.
And that's exactly what I was gonna say. In my opinion, that just don't mesh. But that may be your
I don't
cup
see
of tea.
color. I don't see
Yeah.
color,
Yeah.
Chris.
Yeah, and she may not put the requirements on the religion end. She's obviously putting it on the career end.
Yeah, I think just the efforts towards your own life. I mean, Yeah, when I was in nursing school, I was working like 3 jobs. And
Tell us about your,
Damn.
your education.
Great
So
job.
Or how you
Yeah.
got to
we
where you
we
are
want to
now.
know.
But I
We
had
want
to-
the listeners to know how long it takes, and you know the struggle, how hard it was for you to get to where you are.
Oh, yeah, 100%. So when I was in NCTC at community college doing my prerequisites, my dad had end-stage renal disease. So
What is that?
Kidney disease from diabetes. So
Wow.
he required a kidney transplant, and he had a lot of other, just other things impacting him. That I was having to like work several jobs, support his house so we wouldn't lose it, get him back to Iran. I mean, so there's a lot of people in nursing school that are dealing with several factors that we have to consider, and they're working. There's some kids that aren't working; they're living at home, and they're making all A's. That was not my situation.
You were making F's or what?
I was making all of them. I was making all of them. I was making A's, B's, C's, and at one point I did make an F. And you
Damn,
can't, you
I
can't
bet your
make.
parents were disappointed.
No, I mean, not an F. I'm sorry. I made a 71.4. When you were supposed to make
71.
Yeah. Yeah.
How many 71s you made in your
Man,
high
hold
school
on, man.
Oh,
career?
man.
When my daughter Kaylin gets 71, she gets her ass whipped. What the fuck? Yeah,
I'm calling CPS, dog.
Man,
Yeah.
And it's heart crushing.
she's
to,
trying
when
to
you-
call. She ain't.
Yeah.
She ain't reaching the phone. Whoppa! Before she even gets to the phone. Damn it.
Yeah.
Ya sabes.
Oh
Yeah.
my
All right.
God.
Back
So,
to the-
so man, that's interesting because you're saying the comparison between some kids that have everything, right? The time, the financial, the home support, right? And then somebody, others, right, that have it very, they have a very struggle. They have the struggle, and that's badass, you know, because you appreciate.
I think
it
the
more.
struggle makes the best people.
the
100%,
journey, the
100%.
journey
The
You
journey.
struggle.
Yeah.
Oh, a lot.
Yeah.
You struggle a lot.
Hell yeah.
with men,
Hello.
don't you know?
It's bad.
Hey, this girl, I'm gonna have to clear the record on that one, man. It's like this girl works non-stop. It's like she
She a
texted
hustler,
us
bro.
earlier.
Yeah.
She was like, "I can't. I'm almost gonna make it. This and this." And I'm like, "Just bring your ass, and you be
I'm
alright."
so
And she's
appreciative
still
of this
here.
group, and I just from hearing your story so far,
Mm-hmm.
I just love the people that are in this network that we create. That if you hear our podcast before, like all these people we bring on, they have a story. They're all
Yes.
go-getters. They all have this like work hard, play hard attitude, and I'm like, who is bringing these great people? Because it's hard to
Yeah.
find that, but all of a
Yeah.
sudden they're
Well,
all
I mean,
here.
that's-
I'm
and there's
like,
and
I
there's
see
always a
who's
silver
organizing
lining in
this?
the
I
stories.
see the similarity here. It's like go
when you went to
getter,
the bathroom, I'm like,
nonstop
oh my god, I think I'm gonna be best friend
style.
with
You
her.
know what I
'cause-
mean? You know, no kids, no relationship. Fuck it, I'm gonna go get my money.
Yeah,
Type.
yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But
And we met just kind of like on a whim. I mean, a referral kind of thing. And
Nice.
so, man, she was very positive and uplifting. And so, as we were talking about her home, you know, certain details were talked about. And then I felt our audience would benefit from hearing her story. So,
It's perfect.
and how long did it take, like from start to finish, after high school, to get your nursing degree?
Oh man, in high school, I was in clinical rotations, which was like a medical related elective. So I wasn't going home at like 2 p.m. like everybody else in their senior
Damn.
year. I was like at the nursing home or something, you know,
Damn.
wow.
doing that kind of stuff. So I did clinical rotations for 2 years in high school. Then I did my prereqs, which took 2 years. I got core complete at NCTC, and then I applied to TWU at the Texas Women's University.
that's a lot of abbreviations. Hold on,
Yes.
girl. I'm trying to keep
DEA,
up.
Welcome to the
FBI.
medical field.
Was that DEA? Let me move.
Welcome to the medical field. Yeah.
I mean, you went fast forward to all that. Where did you go to high school?
Plano Senior High School.
Plano.
Plano.
DFW
Go Wildcats.
area, fool.
She's
And-
local.
And what did you do in high school? Was something that you wanted to get into? I mean, it's like you wanted to get into nursing after high school.
Yeah, I knew I wanted to do something in medicine.
Nice.
My family's like big on my stepbrother David. Shout out to David Morrow, psychiatry in San Antonio.
No way.
Yep.
I would invite him.
Yeah.
Invite that man.
Got
I
to.
will. I
You're-
love
we-
it.
This
now
is
that
your
you
official
love him, we
invitation,
gotta have
David.
him
You can
on.
come out.
Yeah. he
Come to
wa-
the Menso show, Mesquite, Texas.
Yeah, so we've just been big on education in my family, thanks to my
That's sweet,
stepdad.
and that's very important. That's very important in a young adult's life. You know, and it's like there are a lot worse things that you could be doing out here in this world. You know what I mean? You could have
Spinning on a pole.
three kids. You know what I mean? And this and this, but the world needs what you are. No bullshit. All bullshit aside, it's
Yeah,
like
young
the world
ladies,
needs
they
what you
need
are.
mentors, to be
You know,
honest.
like what Priscilla is. You know, it's like they don't get that knowledge, you know what I mean? And that's our job to bring, that knowledge to them. There are other cats out here that can make it without struggles, without all the drama. You know what I mean? It's like when I hear you, it's like, I mean, it's many times. How many times you went to high school, bro?
He's also high.
In junior high.
I went once.
I'm saying, look, junior high,
Well,
girls
Chris-
pregnant beside you in class.
Oh yeah, man.
I was gonna tell you that like not every nurse wanted to do that job or wants to do that job. I'm not gonna say when I was 16 I sat around and was like, I want to
is what I
clean
wanna do.
people up for a living and I
I
want to
wanna
deal
remove
with
bullets.
angry family members and people that don't take care of themselves. No, it's
Yeah.
there's definitely some negatives to my job, but I knew that I was interested in medicine and I knew that I wanted something versatile and that if I wanted to get a greater education
Yeah.
like a master's or a PhD I could do later but still have a great financially supportive job.
I like that.
Sweet.
I would never be I would never be without a job as well. So on the
Yeah,
aspect
and
I
you're-
love caring for people. I'm an empath by nature, so
Nice.
I just knew that it was
What's your sign?
Yeah, what's your sign?
I'm a
I knew you were
Libra.
gonna-
I'm
Why
a
were we all
Libra.
going to ask the same question at the same
Libra.
time?
Yeah, best kind of
Libra?
people, Libra, born in October. Yeah.
Well, so you
Damn,
just
that's
birthday
your
just
month.
passed?
That was
Yeah.
your month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
What
turned
was it?
30.
Oh, cool.
Damn.
Yeah,
October
yeah.
what?
October 20th. I'm on the cusp of
10/20.
Scorpio.
Literally, that was like a week ago. 2
Yeah.
weeks
Yeah.
ago. Oh my gosh.
I got
so
a
happy,
niece.
Happy
I got a-
belated.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
Appreciate
I
it.
got a brother just had a birthday on the 29th, and his daughter, she's on the 3rd.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? So it's like I'm surrounded by
Yeah.
Libras.
We have tons of people. Hmm.
Cool.
I have a personal question
Oh,
because
yeah.
I heard this recently.
Okay.
So I just bought a house and they were like, "Oh, you should rent out to traveling nurses."
100%.
It's a real thing.
Love this
Damn.
conversation.
It's a
okay.
real thing. Oh,
So,
cool.
yeah, while I've been
Airbnb.
trying. No, not even Airbnb.
No, that's what I was. I was
Short
like,
term.
Furnished Finders.
but I was.
What did you say?
overwhelmed.
Furnishfinder.com is a.
Take your notes, girl.
Yeah, go ahead and write it down.
Like
It's
at the end
a-
of the
Where's
papel.
Art at?
It's a, yeah,
Sorry, Patricia, I'm gonna have to kick you out.
it's a website. It's kind of like Airbnb, but it helps locate traveling medical personnel or just traveling working personnel to live in safe areas. They get background checked. It's very safe.
What if my neighborhood is not safe?
No, well,
I'm just
that's
kidding.
common. It's
Yeah.
a common thing right now because brother Vic, shout out to Vic's Buy Houses. That's my boy Vic. He does almost the same thing. He has what they call a crash pad, and it's for stewardess that come through, and it could be for nurses as well. And they come from city to city, and they stay for however long, and they crash pad at this house, and it's for a bunch of stewardess or nurses. And
Short term.
Yeah,
Well,
short term.
let me
You know,
ask this.
a year or even less.
I actually
So-
just bought a property, and I intend to rent out to nurses
Perfect.
because, yeah,
And I intend to
smart.
remodel that property.
That's smart.
We'll see. Just kidding.
I didn't
No, no,
pass
no.
the
That's
interview.
actually really smart.
Yeah, we're like the best tenants because we're type A's. We keep a clean space. We're very organized. We have clean background checks. So
True.
we usually we can't
Easy.
partake in
rental.
drug use because we get frequent
Why
drug
not?
tests. So perfect tenant.
Frequent
And they're
drug
short
tests.
term. They're in and out of your house in
And
3
that's
months.
Can they give you
Perfect.
free drugs?
That you would have to
You're
figure
just
out with them
trying- hey,
personally.
Just kidding.
She just bought a house with a lot next to it. Don't give her any ideas. Don't give her any ideas.
No, this is cool because I was like, okay, I was really in depth with it. I was like, do they want Airbnbs? Do they want hotels? Why would they want a house? What do they look for? Do they choose? Does somebody else choose? I was just like driving, and I'm like, I wonder how it works.
Everything works. Using furnished places, using empty houses. I mean, you can put anything. I've even told some of my friends that have like apartment leases that they're needing to move out 2 or 5 months before their lease ends. I'm like, hey, put that on Furnish Finder. Someone will take it in an instant.
Wow.
As long as you have it cleared with your. Let me make that clear. You got to get that cleared with your leasing office.
And they'll be acceptable to
Yeah.
it.
But
you
do
know what I
you
mean?
choose it, or does this somebody else in the organization?
We choose it.
Oh.
It's just like you would be choosing something off of Airbnb. It'd be off a totally different website.
And do you
Smart.
ever want
Write
a
that
room
down, fool.
with other people so that it's like you
Cheaper.
meet somebody?
Yes, sometimes traveling
Oh.
nurses or just travelers in general will travel together in order to make housing cheaper. And if you just vibe with someone, hey, you want to go to like,
Yeah.
you want to go
like
to
if-
Arizona with
Like
me?
if
Yeah,
I
yeah.
had advertised, I'm a 30-year-old single lady. I have a house. You're automatically in a new town. You want to meet people you already know me.
They
It's a
have
house.
they have like
This
almost.
is not Tinder, fool.
No.
Calm down.
To be honest though, they
Slow
actually
down.
have
It's
This
like
is not
Bumble
Tinder.
BFF.
Oh, it's a
Medventure.
medical Tinder. Damn.
MedVenture is another app similar
Write
to
that down,
similar
dude.
to a dating app. That's for,
MedVenture.
yep, MedVenture.
And Furnish. What was the first one?
FurnishFinder.com.
Furnishfinder.com. We're not getting
Very
paid by them, but
familiar
we
to
should
some
because we
Tinder
just
swindler
fuck
It
type
them
is.
up.
shit,
It's an
you know?
app. It tells you your profile. You're like, hey, I'm a 30-year-old, just like you said, I'm a 30-year-old traveling nurse or traveling RT or
Is that
something
giving
like
too
that.
much information though to some old serial killer type motherfuckers? You know,
I'm sure there's a whole system.
Yeah,
like,
they gotta. Well, they've.
gotta be
She
have
just
some
said.
protection.
I mean, I go on a Hinge date all the time. And
That's true.
There's no
You've-
protection
you've
for
never,
me. I
that?
just
you've
go
never
on a
had any bad
What's Hinge date?
experiences though.
You don't know what
Oh,
Hinge is?
100%.
Hinge-
But
Hinge
that's
date?
another
It's like
story.
Tinder.
Oh,
that's
it's a dating
why
app?
we're here.
Oh yeah, I don't do all that.
No, Chris,
That's
that's
more
a
serious.
that's a 2 or 3 hour long
Yeah,
podcast. by
dating's
itself.
gone
Skip
online
on
now.
to the next
Yeah.
subject. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying?
Dating
It's
back
like,
in our day used to be you go up to somebody, hey baby, what's up,
No,
girl?
we talked about this. It was a dance.
I got some weed. I got some weed, girl. I got some weed.
You want to
girl.
roll up?
Nah, I'm just tripping.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man, medical nurse, traveling nurse, damn, that's badass. Can we ask the range just so that people can get an idea of the sacrifice versus the reward?
100%. Yeah. So the pay can range from what city you're going to and what the need is. So, for instance, in Dallas here, the need is not very high. Versus where California, it's insanely high. They pay really well, and people want to go there.
But it's more
So-
expensive to live there, too.
Yes, and that's why they increase the rate as well, because you're dealing with the cost
But
of
it's
living
great
being
for
huge.
the traveling nurse because it's like I get in, get my money, and get the fuck
Yeah.
out.
You're not
You
living
know?
there.
Yeah.
And I
that's
think
true.
it's important to describe how we get paid. So we have an hourly rate that's taxed just like everyone else. We get a W-2, but there's also a stipend that's tax-free, and that money is going towards your meals and your housing.
Nice.
So that's the difference that we get.
And
It's
that was
the
one of my
stipend.
questions. The people who are actually furnishing these, amenities,
Mm-hmm.
are they paying full rates? Are they paying for gas? Are they paying for food and lodging?
Mm-hmm.
Are they paying for, you know what I mean?
That's a great question. Yeah,
Exactly.
they're paying for your relocation. Sometimes they're paying for your certifications to get removed.
Flights.
Your flights, your gas. I mean, yeah, they're totally helping you get there. Even like your drug testing or your TB test or your physical.
Your
in order to-
COVID, your
they-
COVID shot.
Yeah,
You know,
they
that
get
must
everything.
suck. You know what I mean? Because it's like, okay,
Why?
every other year you're having to get vaccinations to go across
Yes.
the nation.
Man, don't
And
even get
and
me
it's a
started
must.
on COVID.
It's a must nowadays because it's like you're not going through any airport without
And Audrey,
your
I'm sure there's
vaccine
people
or
that have
previous
quit because they're
vaccination.
like, I'm never getting a vaccine.
Exactly.
Ever, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That
And
was
it's-
that was the whole thing.
My mom would
Still is.
swear she'll never get it.
There's been a lot of adverse effects related to COVID and the COVID shot. I'm sure that's been publicized and not publicized. I mean, I myself, during the peak of COVID, was like losing a bunch of hair. And, I've had friends that were having rashes and heart issues.
Yeah,
I mean,
heart
so
issues for sure.
I wish I could medically claim exempt for some of my COVID shots, especially the last one.
Oh my
You know, and that's the
Yeah.
sad part. You
Yeah.
cannot, you can't put that, on any, refundable to you at all.
Yeah.
You know, that's the sad
Once
part
you get
about
it, you
That's
got it.
That's
Yeah.
done. You're
Damn.
But I'll key back on your question, though, because I think that's important for people to know. So before I left here with 3 years of nursing experience, I was making $31.50 an hour at my hospital. And then when I started traveling out of Texas and came back 2 years later, I'm still making $33 an hour on my new contract. But they're going to be paying me $1,600 extra a week on top of that.
Damn.
Just for living and meal
I
expenses.
say, damn. Let me say that again. Damn.
And
You're
then-
hiring.
And then just
Yeah,
to give you an idea, in
You know,
You need an
California-
assistant?
Exactly, but that's what education
I'm in the
gets
wrong
you, bro.
field.
Yeah.
That's what education gets you. If you go and you study, bro,
Education
Yes.
in the right
Boom.
fields.
Yes,
think.
I mean,
100%. That's she.
you're exactly
she's spot
right.
We're
on.
gonna get an education to
the
be an
pharmacist
aquamarine.
where my wife works,
Well,
she's
I-
making upward of $75
Yeah.
an hour.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and she's making $50 an hour just doing her regular pharmacy job. You know what I'm saying? You know, my wife's like $10 less than her.
Mm-hmm.
But she just took on another part-time job that's going to pay her an extra $50,000. She's making like almost 85.
So you're a sugar
grand.
baby.
Yes, yes.
You jealous?
Oh, man.
Hey, stop
Do you
it.
make her the same
No,
way?
I mean,
jealous.
but that should be that.
I've come
That's,
across
You're
a lot
jelly.
of
that's where you're at in this world to make that kind of money. That $31 an hour is gonna secure her future, bro. You know, for the next 50 years. You know what I mean?
That's
Good for
that's a
her.
that's a
And it
beginning.
can only
I mean,
go up.
that's a
It
great
can only
beginning,
go up.
right? And so that's the point, right? For these young men, young women to start thinking about their future, their education at an early age. And back to a point you were making, you said that your family was very big on medicine, and
just in education.
so
in
they
general.
did they kind of not pressure you, but did they kind of push you in the right direction as far as registered nurse, or did they want you to be something different?
My stepdad, I remember he kept pushing me to be a PA. He was like, you should do PA. And I was like, I don't know if I want to specialize in anything. I'm not ready to figure out what I want to specialize in. PAs need to specialize. And I was like, I'm going to do nursing because I can do a nurse practitioner. Back then, I didn't know anything about travel nursing. Yeah, and I was going to say that the California pay versus here is 2 to 3 times more than you make in Texas. So
I
there's
say, damn.
there's
So
some people.
from 1,600 a week, 2 to 3 times to
No,
40.
that's the meal and stipend
You know
alone.
what I mean?
So you could be making 2,000 to 3,000 a week, everything, your blended rate in Texas. And in California, you could be making double to triple that amount. That's where I just came from.
So that's like
That's-
300K
I have found
Yeah, well,
in
people.
California.
15 grand a month never hurt nobody.
Yes.
Unless you're paying that shit out in child support, then that shit hurts.
Well, luckily for you,
You
girl,
don't have children
it's like
either.
I don't have to worry about any of that issues. I don't have to worry about, paying my boyfriend's dental bill or none of that nonsense. It's just you.
Yes
and
and
that's
no.
perfect.
Yes and no
You,
about the
you were
luckily
almost
thing.
perfect, but you
We-
ain't that perfect.
Right. Right.
So, Audriene, she's not married, no kids, single, traveling nurse,
She's single,
And has-
folks.
and he-
She's
and-
single.
and she's got some requirements. So if anybody wants to hit her up,
If
Put
you're
your- put-
traveling, if you're
yeah.
Do you want to put out your
Software.
Instagram or,
put your handles out. It's all good.
I mean, maybe you'll see me in a
Facebook?
future podcast. I love talking about this stuff. I have a lot of information, and
She may be wiping your ass lately. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm just, hey,
I don't
this
get
the
it.
Menso Squad.
She'll
I
be
don't
wiping
get it. And
yours
I'm just
first, though.
saying,
You're
I
the
don't get
oldest.
it.
I'll be
That's over my
50,
head.
And if you're still in the business in about 15 years, holla.
I mean,
Your ass, not mine.
If
I'm a little
there
younger.
are any nurses that want to know about this, Audizare on Instagram, reach out to me. I'll give you any information that you want.
Yeah.
You know, there's tons of things that we didn't hit on today that I can hit on for hours. Trust
Bet.
me.
Well, this is
Bet,
just
bet.
part one.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
just part one, man.
You know, we could have 3, 4. That's one thing we have not had on the Menso Squad is a part 3 and 4. We've
Because
had
we
part
get
2s.
cuckoo.
That may be true. That
Yeah,
may be
but-
true.
Eventually, one day, I'd like to sit you down back at the show and with my sister, man. She's a PA, so you guys would have a lot to talk about, and I think you guys could bring a lot of education to people out there.
Hell
Because,
yeah.
to be honest, I don't know enough. Right? COVID, I see what I get from social media and the news and basic stuff, but you guys see it front line first. Right in front of you, and you see all the people that, like you mentioned, that their family members weren't even getting any notice. They were just saying, "Hey, okay, here's my family
During
member."
COVID.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, okay, they passed away. Like nothing progress during the not progress.
Have
but
you
their-
watched the Netflix show Good Nurse?
I have,
Okay,
yeah.
maybe we talk about that on the second
It was funny because
episode.
it was an ICU. I'm a cardiovascular ICU nurse. So, yeah, we
Heart for your
open
ticker.
heart surgery.
So-
yeah.
High
Holy
cholesterol.
So that guy's sticking
See, thank
insulin in
you.
the
Me too.
saline bags. That's how fragile our job is. Your life is on the edge of our fingertips.
Oh
we could
my God, no
we
one
could
can
make one-
fuck with you.
and we could make one small medical error.
Those fingertips.
and-
I saw this program. I saw this program where this nurse was just killing folks, bro. I mean, even no, that's just for another show.
Yeah.
But I don't want to put that on you. I'm just saying.
That sounds like Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, Audriene, thank you so much for the first segment. It's been very interesting. We're gonna go ahead and wrap up the first one and cut to the next show. We're gonna take a break and we'll
We'll
be back.
find out if she's a good or bad nurse.
Thank you for having me.
Lord help, God help us.
Peace out.
Menso Squad out.